It's in here coming. Yeah, notify me.
Should be live.
They like
You see that?
how it's like. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We are now live.
Maybe we can take that out. The, yeah, that's it. That's
All right. We've had some real bad luck here. We've got a playing with the DJI gimbal. We got Shitlands Day. Thank you for all the Father's Day wishes today. We had an amazing weekend, huh? Started off with Ethan's birthday yesterday, 2 years old, and today, Father's Day. And of course, also, it's the anniversary of the relationship of the Hip Hop Honey Co. and April. So we got a lot of celebrations going on here today in Phuket. We're at Starbucks right now. We wanted to cap this weekend off with a little Starbucks. We've been out at the beaches, we've been out at the malls, going to all these amazing dinner spots. Everywhere you turn around, there's another phenomenal food place. We had some of the best Italian food, some of the best Mexican food. What was the name of that place in Patong? Not Sunrise Tacos. The place was unbelievable.
that's it.
It's like a fusion restaurant of Italian and Mexican. It was to die for.
Oh, wait lang.
Those enchiladas are probably the best I've had anywhere, even in America. Aside from all of the beach fun and all of the mountains and the temples and Buddha statues and all the rest of it, we've also been meeting tons of people. You guys have a bunch of new friends over here, right? One is named Bird.
Hi, Bird.
A lot of these names are just crazy, like the bird or the hand,
Oh, salsa.
salsa.
Salsa rosa. The Italian.
Oh, salsa rosa, yeah. Arcelia's Corner. She has been in killing it mode.
Wow.
I'd say this is the coming out trip for Honeyco. Honeyco, who had a baby 2 years ago, is back to Major League Hip Hop Honeyco mode.
Yay. Hip hop, honey.
It kind of went easy on her for 2 years to let her slowly re-enter her usual life because, when you're breastfeeding and watching a baby, you got to do different things than when you're single. So we just wanted to come in and say it's going to be very quick. A very, very happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there in YouTube land, everybody in the community.
Tim D.
Tim Dizziak is in the house. How are you, Tim? We got the whole gang here. We've got the Hip Hop Honey Co. and Arcelia. We've got Ethan. And then that's Chitlins over there. We're here at Starbucks. Hi, how are you? Good. Happy Father's Day to you. And hopefully you've had as good a weekend as we've had. We had a really good weekend.
Samuel.
Yep. Tim Dizziak from Angela City, a man among boys, I call him.
Okay.
Kale is in the house. Okay, check it out, Kale. Since you're here, let's see. Let's all do. Come here, you guys, real quick. Say hi to Kale. See, look at Kale. There is Ethan Boy. He just turned 2. yesterday. Ethan, boy. And then you, of course, you know Sunday, and you know seven in about 2 months.
What?
You're 2 months away, 2 months and a couple of weeks away. And then there is the 5'7" Shan Shan. 5'7". Can you believe that, Kale? She must have been eating her Wheaties. Yeah, set 2 years old. It seems like just yesterday that we all were in Boracay with put Ethan on a surfboard when he was about a month old. It's amazing. The time just literally flies by. We have no idea how, it seems like all of our days are so full that it's just a blur. I woke up this morning, I wasn't sure if it was Sunday or Monday or Saturday. That's how crazy it's been for us.
She is all legs.
Yeah, she's got like baseball bats. She's actually proportioning out now, but she used to have like all legs, and now she's getting more and more proportion that way. She's probably done growing height wise. She might grow another half inch, but 5'7" for a Filipina is already pretty good. Yeah, she's got the longest legs. April's got really long legs too for her height. Honeyco is more proportioned. She's got what we call the thunder thighs. Oop. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Girl, to be with you is my favorite thing. Bum, bum. I can't wait till I see you again. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, bam, bam. I want to put on my boogie shoes and boogie with you.
Oh yeah. Put her on Monday. And time for time Monday.
You know, I, I think it would be a good idea. But the thing about Shantan, let me give you a rundown. She's probably the most talented girl I've ever known at that age. She is a brilliant artist. She's a brilliant dancer. She is a brilliant mathematician. She's years and years and years ahead of in math. And she's a great reader, a great communicator, has perfect English. She's an incredibly talented person. So I think she would be good at modeling too, but she doesn't have any interest in doing it at the moment. Modeling.
Modeling. I would love to model.
Really?
Yeah. Aniko, I have a thunder time.
Okay, well, come over here and give us like a flamingo thing. Okay, there you go. Dun 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 dun.
Someone. And say hi to Fluffy. Hi to Fluffy.
Fluffy there?
Yeah.
Come around, say hi to Fluffy, everybody.
Say hi.
Come here and say hi. Hey, hey there, Fluffy girl.
Hi, Fluffy.
Fluffy girl. Don't you make these broken heart look new. I forgot the lyrics. Hey there, Fluffy girl.
Fluffy girl.
How are you, Fluffy?
Hey.
What's going on in the life of Fluffy and Will and Tim Diziak and Kale? Tell us what's going on with you. You guys see enough of us. We do these shows. We've overloaded the circuits, I think, but we need to know about what's going on with you guys.
Come back already. I am not busy anymore.
Well, Fluffy, I think you and Will should get on a plane and come over here to Phuket. So much to vlog about here. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And, we still, I'll tell you what, if we had to rank, where we like the best, Da Nang and Phuket are probably tied 50-50, I would say. Very close call. It's a little more, tiny bit more expensive here, but I'll tell you the truth. The place we're staying, It's actually cheaper than where we stay in Vietnam. So you'd be surprised.
Yo, Fluffy D.
There's a lot to vlog over here, though, a ton of it. A lot of vloggers have stayed away from Phuket because they're scared of Phuket. They think it's too expensive here. This is Phuket has almost 11 million tourists a year, more than the entire country, the Philippines, times two. But people are scared, so you don't see a lot of vlogging here. Not a lot of vloggers because they put the word out. They made it seem like it was unreachable for the Brokey Brigade, but
It's a lot.
I don't buy that. I don't believe that for a second. It's got incredible nightlife here. It's got great food, some of the best beaches in Asia. It's a beautiful, beautiful island, great mountains. You guys would absolutely love it.
E.T. is in the house.
E.T. E.T.'s in the house. E.T.'s in the house. His name is E.T. And he's in the house. You guys say hi to E.T. They're good buddies with E.T. See Sunday there. He's the E.T. mascot. The E.T. show.
The E.T. show. Diane said Will has been busy.
Will's been busy. Yeah. Well, we're very busy too. We are working. All three of us are working too around the clock between our books and publishing and my business. And April's working for my company now as well, making big bucks. And she's been doing all the trade show action with me and a whole bunch of other things, estimating and inside support. So we have been really on the edge.
I just got my paid in my notebooks.
We got her first paycheck on the book thing.
I get also. Oh, Aniko.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did, didn't you?
Yeah, Aniko.
Honeyco got her first
Paycheck.
paycheck.
Busy is good. Yeah, busy is good, D.
Absolutely.
Especially when there's money. Money.
Money, 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 money. April's been able to work more. She's going to make very good money. We're talking in the millions on the peso wise. Honeycoast is a little bit lower because she's not working for the company and she's just getting started on her publishing. She's got a baby to watch out for.
Show me January more. January, where's it go? People, you go.
January? See why he's holding Ethan over there. We're here at Starbucks, everybody. It's a happy Father's Day weekend, and it's Ethan's birthday, Fluffy. He turned 2 years old, and we just posted one of the shorts with you at the beach with Ethan, and he wasn't crying. Now he's crying when Sunday hugs him. He's no longer crying when I hug him. He kind of picks and, he kind of picks and chooses. So there is Wari, January, beautiful January. You're nice, aren't you?
Yeah.
She has the magic touch with Ethan of all of us. She's like the ultimate magic touch.
Look at Aniko, bangs now.
Happy birthday from Diane. Diane Davis is killing it.
Hindi, nakabangs na si Aniko. I am the one not making big money. Then I don't have a job.
Well, I want to correct the record there. He doesn't have a job, but he's got two pensions.
You still have a
So
lot
he's
of
got a
money.
20-year military pension. What were you, an E7 or E8? I don't think you were an officer, were you, Tim? But an E8 pension, he's probably making 2,500 to 3,000 on his military pension and another 2,500 on his Social Security. So I think Tim Dizziak is doing quite well. That's my prediction. E6, but still, what is an E6 at 20 years though? Getting these days, it's at least 2,000, isn't it? Because you get uh, half of your salary. You don't get BAQ or DHA, but Oh yeah, he's a double dipper. You know, Popeye's a triple dipper. He went and worked 20 years. I'm the big dipper.
That's nice. What the different kind,
I
different
take after Will Chamberlain. But that's kind of an inside joke. I won't explain it. But Popeye's a triple dipper. He went and worked for 20 years in the Navy. 50%. I think he was an E7, and he. I know you were in the reserve a lot of that time, though, Tim. I'm not sure how your setup is, but Popeye did his 20, and then he got his pension. Then he went worked for the county for 10 years, got a pension on that. Now he's getting Social Security, so he's what we call a triple dipper. Hey, those guys are smart, man. They were super disciplined with their money.
Big Kevin, happy fun.
Big Kevin's in the house. The one and only Big Kevin Noble. A little bit different. Yeah, well, oh,
Like it.
oh.
What happened? What did you do? Did you touch something? Oh yeah, you did touch something. Don't touch this. Don't touch this.
Oopsie.
Don't touch this.
Can't touch that.
Yeah.
Want to say happy Father's Day to Big Kevin, his children up there in Alaska, and his children in Australia that he still communicates with on a regular basis. Kevin was able to go see his sons in Alaska before he went to Thailand, which was nice. He stayed with them for a while. So happy Father's Day to Big Kevin. Hmm?
J Mike. Hi,
Hey,
good
Mike is in the house. Jay Michaels, say hi. He's one of our favorite guys in all time.
Hi, J
Jay and Norma Mike, and there's the Chitlins, Jay Mike. Happy Father's Day from Thailand. We're here in Phuket Islands, Kata Beach area. Oh, and a happy Father's Day shout out to our good buddy Ricky Drama. Ricky's daughter, I think, lives in Europe, like Germany, and he's going to be heading over there to visit her in another week or so. So happy Father's Day to Ricky.
They love ice skaters.
I miss Ricky. He's a great guy. Who likes ice skating?
Uh, J Mike.
Oh, they started ice skating because of you, Jay Mike. They saw your videos and they said, hey, if he can do it, let him still try. Now they're addicted to it. They had never ice skated before. They saw your videos ice skating. You're like a pro out there. You must have been a hockey player or something in the past. Well, reserve SS disability. Yeah, but I think, okay, correct me if I'm wrong there, Tim. I would imagine, I really don't know the answer to this. I'm not trying to, pretend like I do, but I would imagine you get in around at least 4,000 a month. I'd be shocked if it was any less than that. And if it is less than that, I'm going to write my congressman tonight. Yeah, it's nice Jay Mike's here. Jay and Norma Mike, ladies and gentlemen, tearing it up in Manila with the jaywalking. You can use that, Jay Mike, called jaywalking. I'll release my copyright on that. Jay Mike's done some stuff lately, Santa Mesa to Recto and over in Baclaran. Jay Mike's showing the real Philippines. And it's amazing how few vloggers actually do any vlogging. But Jay did his Jeepney J routine, and that was good. But I kind of like the new J Mike stuff even better. Jake on the run. I said Jay on the run, not Jake, because it shows the gritty, hardcore Philippines. And if that is not for everybody, I can tell you. I think if my parents saw that, they'd probably faint. But if you like that intensity and that grittiness, he'll show you what the Philippines really looks like. I used to live in Manila. And I lived in Makati for years, but I appreciate Jay's efforts. You don't need to write a letter. Okay. That means I must have got it right, huh? Well, I look, anyone who did a hitch in the military for 20 years, even if part of that's reservists, deserve whatever they got coming. They deserve it. I think what they've done over the years, though, from the Korean War era, it seems like every 10 years, they chip away at the GI Bill. They chip away at all the different benefits that come to these guys. I think they pay them more than they used to up front, but the long term benefits, it seems, are not as good as they were. So I think that's a tragedy. Why don't they act like buffoons? Because they're gentlemen, they're decent men. That's the thing, in real life, Kale. Men in real life don't act like the trolls, the silly little goofballs who like to snipe people, the cowards that they are. Bunch of retards, if you ask me. These are real people, and real men don't behave like all those YouTube knuckleheads. They're doing YouTube right along with you there. See, and the chitlins are over there. Why are you tired? Got a headache. You know what my mom said when I was 8? She said, "You're too young to have a headache. Get out there and play." Okay, drink, drink, drink. I think the next question is, why is Sunday getting a cappuccino? Oh, okay. I think my mom would have said that too. I think San Antonio is pretty cool. I think when I was younger, I had so many opportunities to move to Texas. Just recently, my company wanted me to come back and manage the West Coast, which would have been Texas to California. And I grew up in California. And then they wanted me to do a national where I did the entire United States and with a heavy emphasis on Texas. We have a lot of work in Houston and in the lower part of Texas, but we're kind of lacking in San Antonio, Austin, and um Dallas. So they wanted me to go down there. And I've had so many times they tried to get me to go to Texas. And the objection I used to have was, I don't want to live there because of the weather. But then after a dozen years in Philippines, Thailand, and all those type of places, I think the Texas weather probably looks pretty mild by comparison. Still no comments open. Still no comments open. Oh, no comment. I will look into that, and if you need to make any urgent comment until that happens, put it on Honeyco or April's, and then I'll get right back to you. I've been writing my books, J. Mike, and I've got several contracts. I got some posted on some small ones, little booklets on Amazon, but the major books I'm working on, which is going to Gumdrop Distribution and Penguin and some of the other ones, I've devoted so much of my time along with my work that I haven't had a lot of time for comments. So I'm going to try to get back to that. I promise. Yeah. Well, J. Mike was wise enough to marry Norma. Norma is quite a champion, I would say. Quite a champion. Now, I don't remember if Jay has. I think he does. I think Jay does have two children in the U.S. Is that right, Jay Mike? So if that's true, happy Father's Day to you too. So I'll say it again. We said it a few minutes ago. Phuket Island here. Now, Phuket has 11 million foreign tourists. Uh, So Phuket has twice as many foreign tourists in 1 year than the entire country of the Philippines. So they're doing something right here. And for whatever reason, a lot of people are afraid to come here. Seems like it's always a fearful thing for people who are close on the brokey scale. They call themselves brokey. I'm not calling them brokies. But this place is probably tied for our favorite place in the world now, along with Da Nang. So we would probably put as a tie for number one Phuket Island, Philippine of Thailand, and then Da Nang, Vietnam. They're both absolutely wonderful. So don't be afraid to come here. This island has been used on so many Hollywood movies. I think Jason Statham must live here because he's seems like every Jason Statham movie had Phuket or Krabi. Krabi's a 3 hour little boat ride away from here.
No, James Bond.
James Bond's three daughters from J. Mike. Well, happy Father's Day to you. And so yeah, Phuket, Thailand is just absolutely spectacular. I can't fault it for anything. They have the best gyms, the best food, the best beaches, best mountains. It is really magnificent, and people are worried that it's going to be so expensive that they can't afford it. But that's just false. We lived in Boracay for 6 months. We love Boracay too, but I'd say Boracay is considerably more expensive.
He said, he booked a different ride. What it was, the story of what the family during World War II.
Oh, you know what, Tim? That one's already done. I don't know if you saw it, but I did the Smedley Butler Dan Daly one, and then I did Chesty Puller. They're both on Amazon. They're both on. We have them on about 22 different online channels. Okay, worldwide distribution. Plus, we have it distributed around Japan, South Korea, Germany, and England. But then not through Amazon. I mean, Amazon is good and bad. Amazon to actually get printed books is ridiculously expensive. So you have to go through other forms of distribution. But Guadalcanal is done and will be published, as well as Saipan. Now, here's another thing, Tim Dizziak, that I want you to get excited about. And I've been putting this together. I put the outline. I've already started working on it. I'm trying to put out those books. They're small books. They're only 60 to 70 pages. And what I'm trying to do is different angles. So there's going to be one put out. It's about Lee Marvin's military history. I love Lee Marvin, The Dirty Dozen. And Lee Marvin was a Marine who was in Saipan. He was in three different major island battles for the Marine Corps in World War II. There's going to be that one. Then there's going to be the military history of General Jimmy Stewart,
This is really too much.
of the U.S. Air Force, and the battles that he fought in. Ted Williams, who had to leave uh, the year that Ted Williams was the last man to hit 400, left baseball. He went into the Marines, and he did not serve in World War II in battle, but he went. He was about to be sent, and then he went back into baseball, and then had to go into the Korean War, where he had tons of battles as a torpedo fighter. And then we also have, yeah, Lee Marvin, Jimmy Stewart, Ted Williams, Bob Feller, who was a great pitcher. And then we have the battles of Guadalcanal, Tarawa, Iwo Jima, Okinawa, and Saipan. And then we also have the great swashbuckling Air Force pilot Robin Olds. And then we've got Desert Fox, which is about North Africa with Patton and Eisenhower when Eisenhower was still just a 3-star general and Patton was a 2-star general before they made him the Supreme Allied Commander and gave him a 5-star rank at the beginning of the war. All of them, all of it's in the planning stage. Yeah, did you know, Kale, that Lee Marvin was a true war hero? He was in the blood and the guts and the thick of it in Saipan. And, a lot of other war heroes like John Wayne, they never actually served. He was too old when the war started. Everybody joined the efforts, like Joe DiMaggio or different people, but they were more publicity people to bring the morale of the troops up and to keep the country engaged in the war. But Lee Marvin, he was a major stud. Robin Olds did, yes. And I made an AI picture of Robin Olds because yeah, you can't use like real pictures sometimes. You might get, sued. But I recreated one and that is like the most amazing mustache. But people don't remember these people. And so this is what my point is. In our 250th birthday, um, I want to make memorial books like this to remind people of these amazing people that came before us. So you think of Smedley Butler and Dan Daly, both two-time recipients of the Medal of Honor. Dan Daly left the Marine Corps after two. He probably could have won 3 or 4 Medal of Honors, but he went and became like a security guard at a high school. Nobody even knew who he was, and he never talked about it. Just incredible stuff. Audie Murphy's in the list. So Audie Murphy's there. Benavidez is already done. Chesty, good night, Chesty, wherever you are. Butler, Olds. I'm trying to keep it from World War One, and then I have the Red Baron and Eddie Rickenbacker. It's a 2-part special. These are all planned. I've got all the outlines done. Haven't done the pros yet, but I want to do them. And then I'll get back to my other type of things like all of my engineering and HVAC books. I have a great HVAC book in there right now called the Tab Bible. That's what Gumdrop bought 5,000 copies of. Robert Mitchum. Thank you so much, J. Mike. I don't remember if Mitchum was. I have to do the research on that. I love Robert Mitchum. One of the things I love about him is he was considered the worst interviewee in the history of the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. Carson at one point stopped the filming, said, "We're going to have to do this over. You're going to have to say yeah more than yep and nope." But I know that Robert Mitchum was put on a chain gang for vagrancy. Can you imagine we had that in the U.S.? Vagrancy and loitering laws. If you moved, you were a vagrant. If you stood still, you were a loiterer, and they could lock you up and put you on a chain gang. Now, I think in his case, Mitchum got caught with smoking marijuana, like he had one joint, and he ended up doing either 6 weeks or 6 months. I have to look it up. So I'm not sure if he was in the military. But a lot of these guys were Joe Lewis. A lot of them either were in or they did their best for the war effort. It was an all-out effort instead of sniping idiots from the left like we have today. These people were all-out supportive and did their best for the effort. I will say that of course, we've had mistakes with our U.S. foreign policy. We have gone excessive many times. I think the Iraq War was a bad idea. I think a lot of what we did in that Afghanistan war was a bad idea. But at the same time, what would the world look like today if we had participated? World War One, the Kaiser would have taken over Europe. By World War Two, we would all be wearing swastikas on our sleeves or bowing before Tojo. I don't think people remember what the stakes were. And then during the Cold War, with 70 countries that followed the Soviet Union, I went to the Soviet Union after it stopped being called the Soviet Union back in 1992, and it was shocking. I got to tell you, all my life I read books about Soviet Union and saw movies. They're the good guy, bad guys. We're the good guys. All the spy shit that was out there. I remember I went to Nizhny Novgorod, Moscow, Tver, St. Pete's, to name a few. I remember what I saw. I saw third world conditions everywhere. I saw no products on the shelves. I saw brownstones where every single apartment, as far as the eye could see in every direction, looked identical. I stayed in a brownstone. It was shocking how it was like worse than a tenement in the Bronx could ever be. I saw how defeated they were, how dour they were, and just absolutely taciturn. And it was like, wow, this was our enemy, huh? And I think right now they're getting their ass kicked with the Ukraine. Ukraine is retaking territory. Russia's losing about 20 to 30% more. Imagine that. It was supposed to be over in a couple weeks. I remember people on my show 4 years ago coming up saying, "You're an idiot, Biggie. This will be over in a week or two." 4 years later, and a million soldiers dead, they're farther back than they were 4 years ago.
We live in Casino. Is that when my husband
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Ho Chi Minh reached out to America at the end of World War II, tried to make an alliance, but they wanted to use a pretext of stopping Russia and China from helping them in Southeast Asia. We shouldn't have got involved in it. We just shouldn't have. It's none of our business. These are civil. There's two ways of looking at that, right? If you had a whole world full of North Koreas, that also wouldn't be good. So whether the war was good or bad, how it was executed was certainly bad. We won every battle of the Vietnam War, literally every battle. A lot of times the media will show you the Tet Offensive and make it look like it was a disaster for the Americans. It was a disaster for the North Vietnamese. But see, the problem is we didn't have the political will. We played these cat and mouse games. I know somebody personally who was in the military, in the Marines, a combat veteran from the Vietnam. His unit had the highest casualty rate of any unit in Vietnam, and yet in 13 months he only saw 4 days of action. You had a lot of people sitting around and getting bored, and you had a lot of these cat and mouse games like you'll see in places, like Hamburger Hill and other places. So I think the lesson of Vietnam is don't go in unless you absolutely have to. If you do go in to win. Don't go in and pussyfoot around for 10 to 15 years. 58,000 lives later, really wasn't worth it. Also, you have to remember, we live in Vietnam, and I thought the Vietnamese people were going to be very pissed off when first time I went there. I thought they were going to attack me right and left. They don't say a word about it. They're pro-American. They're not anti-American at all. Not even a smidgen. So when we throw our weight around, we don't seem sometimes to remember that innocent people are deeply affected by these decisions made in Washington. Well, that's it, Tim. That's exactly it. If you're going to execute a war, you don't want Lyndon Johnson mapping out bombing runs in the Oval Office. You either let them go in there and do their job, get it over with, or you don't do it in the first place. Some of the Vietnam stuff was so absurd. It almost seems impossible to believe that it happened. And yet we truly won every war. There was not a single battle that we lost. Even with you watch a movie like Platoon that showed all these guys drugged out like zombies, they still won the war at the battle level. Then they ran away with their tail between their legs, just like they did with Afghanistan. But see, Afghanistan had a force of what, 20,000 at a time? There was no intention to actually win the war. And I don't want to get into conspiracy theories because I can't prove them. I've always doubted this idea that we need to appease the defense industry, let them clear their throat a little bit to order more tomahawks. But sometimes you got to wonder. Yes, Kel, I know you got a long line of people who served. And I think that's the key takeaway from this is we don't want these people to be pawns at a silly ass game the politicians are playing. The greatest way to honor these brave people is to not go into wars unless they're absolutely necessary. The latest war that we had, Iran deserved to get their ass kicked for all that they've done for the past 47 years. Now, Trump is going to take a lot of heat because he ended it too soon. We'll see what happens. It's too early to tell. He was costing them 300 to $500 million a day in lost oil revenues for 2 months in a country that had over 100% inflation. They wiped out their Navy, their Air Force, most of their anti aircraft artillery, and so forth. And then they got out. Now, if they're going to turn into a good actor in the region, that's great. If they don't, I guess they can go back to bombing. But I think after 47 years, that's when you say, okay, we got to do something militarily that's not being done with sanctions and diplomacy. You can't let a country like that have nukes. Thank goodness I didn't hurt a Purple Heart. That's a good way of putting it. Purple Heart is something you don't want. That means you got hurt in action, wounded in action. Yeah, Nico got ran over an IED. He was a driver.
So
Uh,
not considered as a purpose.
I'm not sure if he was a driver or if he was part of military police, but he was transporting something. He ran over an IED, improvised explosive device. It blew up, blew off part of his face. He has total nerve damage, and he lost his vision in one eye.
So it's not really the because when you're in a combat that you're related.
Well, it's in a war. It's a true Purple Heart. Yes.
It's totally it's connected all damage.
Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. Thank you so much, Kale and Jay, Kevin,
Sing,
Tim Diziak,
Fluffy D.
Fluffy, Diane Davis, and everybody else in the community. All the fathers out there, Nico and all his children and grandchildren, Popeye with his daughter, Ricky with his daughter, Kevin, all of you who are fathers, happy Father's Day. And I really enjoy these type of conversations with you guys, Tim and Jay and Kale, and people who can have an intelligent conversation. I appreciate you. We love you a lot. And
We came in.
um,
Where in Alaska, I seen a lot of old time World War II.
and let me say this before I wrap it up here. I think Kevin would be a subject of a great book too. And Kevin grew up in Southie, Boston, became an orphan, I think, was in a foster home, got sent over to foster cared out to Alaska, ended up marrying an Eskimo, living in igloos, was a bouncer, worked in the mines and up there by Prudhoe Bay, and was worked as a boat chef on the crab boats like you see in America's Deadliest Catch. Moved to the Philippines for 13 years, where he was an overstayer, had multiple wives, had children from multiple women, ran an internet cafe, went back to the U.S. with a bolo in his head, ended up in the basement, went back to Alaska, came back to Thailand, went to Vietnam, back to Thailand, back to his $6.1 million basement in Kentucky with his own private lake. I think that is and I'm not even joking. I think that would be one of the most colorful books.
Very colorful. He said I was in Brooklyn.
Are you from Brockton? I thought you were from Southie. Brockton, like the Brockton Bomber.
The book is
Rocky
called There and Back
Marciano.
Again. The book is called There and Back Again. The story of Big Kevin No Balls with lots of balls.
Oop. All right, I'm going to go out of the. Go ahead and wrap it up with that. All right, J. Mike, you're killing it. It would be an awesome story. It would be nice to have a few stories in here, like maybe do a book of biographies, short biographies, like 5,000 word biographies for some of the characters, like you and Kevin and so on. I'll work on it. Thank you so much, Kale, for the compliment. I don't know if I'm good or not, but I try. I make a lot of mistakes. Made a lot of mistakes in life, and but I keep trying to improve every day. Keep trying to improve. So if we only have three options, right? We can either try to improve, try to get worse, or commit suicide, right? I mean,
I don't know, try and error.
and I think that I'm just going to keep trying my best. Thank you so much, Big Kevin, and everybody. So just that's the final word for the day. Do your best, try your best, never give up, don't get discouraged. Certainly don't let trolls, these moron trolls, and all these stupid people on YouTube ever affect what you do. If you ever let a troll control your life, you should be ashamed of yourself. These people have no life. They're absolute garbage. Who gives a shit what a troll says?
Vicky, April and Haniko's sister. We are sisters from different mother.
They are a sister from a different mister. That's right, Tim. And I know I'm not trying to try to, say something out of turn here, but I know you're real enough that you shared some of your struggles where you get depressed sometimes. I myself have had that same problem. I myself ended up in a mental hospital one time when I was a teenager, having gone through a really horrible suicide in my family and another death, a horrible death to cancer. I have gone through this type of stuff. If you're human, you will go through things, and people should be supportive and not make fun of people, because when they make fun, all they do is take it underground. So everything through life, all those mistakes and all of those setbacks, you wake up in the morning, you say, what am I going to do today? How can I make it better? I screwed up with relationships and family things when I was younger. How can I make it better today? Can't undo it. What anything I did, other than apologize, repent of anything where I was wrong about it, and then try to do better. All right, everybody. It's time to say hasta la vista, baby. Love y'all. Biggie, Medicine Man, I'm broke. HVAC, $88 air conditioning.